Welcome back to BJP Lifestyle, guys. I hope you are having a great day. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below right now. Now, talking about the high mileage Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. So if you guys have seen my previous video or one of my past two, I revealed the mileage. I think we're sitting at about 68,000. Actually, I can see it right there. 68,178 miles here on the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. Now, I bought it with just under 68,000, so we're kind of pushing a little bit higher than we originally had when I bought it. Like I said, I think we were at about maybe 67.9 or so. So I've already put about 300 miles on it, and I haven't really been driving that much. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got the car, and I really haven't been driving that much. You guys can probably see behind me all the snow and everything like that. I'll jump out in a second. I'm going to show you guys some things on the outside that you need to look out for and some things that you might want to look out for if you're thinking about buying a high mileage SRT. Now, the problem with buying a high mileage SRT is, one, you're going to be outside of warranty if you are buying a high mile one. Two, you're probably going to be on an older year. This one is a 2018, so it's kind of strange that it has so many miles, but I'll break down a little bit more about the information of this vehicle in this video. Now, buying one with 68,000 miles obviously put me a little bit on edge, but if you guys know anything about the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT currently, or just on the channel in general, like what I've been doing, I've been looking for a Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT for months, probably a year at least. I'm going to be honest with you, like all the time looking, and I was finally ready to purchase, and as I was ready to purchase for the past few months, everything was lined up, ready to go, and I could not find a single one. I go check one out, and it would feel right. Might be a good one. Couldn't even test drive it. It would just sell like instantly. The market on these is insane right now. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and say that even if it has high miles, chances are buying a Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT will be a good investment over the course of the next few years. With them trying to do away with gas cars, especially the big V8s and the 6.4 liter, 6.2, trying to go to that electric car that nobody really wants, you're going to probably think of this as kind of like an investment a little bit. I would say that these are probably going to either hold their value, maybe dip a little bit, but I think over time they're going to hold and go up like I said, over time. If they're getting rid of them and they're not making any more, the value is only going to go up because the demand is going to rise because people want it, and you know what I mean, there's not making any other types that are like it, and you kind of either go with the older one that has the higher miles or you don't get one. So I did pay a good price on this. I'm not going to leak that again. Like, I know I'm teasing you guys all the time. I just keep teasing here on the channel, but I don't want to leak it yet because I do want to make a whole video just talking about that, because it's going to take me a good 10-20 minutes just to sit there and talk about how much I spent, why I spent it, different things, and break down the payment and everything for you and why it's worth it for me, where it might not be worth it for you. So 68,200 miles, let's just say 68,000 miles, because that's right around where we were, kind of in the middle of where I am now and where I was when I purchased it. Now, is that a lot of miles? Of course, yes. It's way outside the factory warranty. I think the factory warranty, 3-year, 36,000 for everything, and then you have your powertrain, I believe it is, which is a 5-year, 60,000. I might be a little bit off on that, but I think it's 5 years and 60,000. So obviously we're over that warranty. There's no warranty on my Jeep. What am I gonna do? I did purchase a aftermarket kind of warranty through the dealer, financed into it for like $15 more a month or something like that. Just for a little bit of peace of mind. It covers most things, even though I know it's going to be a pain and I know it's not worth it and everything, but I think it's hard to get the max care kind of warranty on something like this with that many miles and stuff. I know the financing was like weird and difficult because of the miles. Just everything's more difficult when you're buying a higher mileage vehicle. Like it's just how it is, It's harder to get better financing on something that's older and has higher mileage and more risk. I had a 2021 Scat Pack with 7,500 miles when I bought it. The risk on that is very, very minimal, so they're not really having too much to worry about. They can go ahead and sell that thing back for what they paid for it if I ever do anything, and I don't pay the payment or whatever. I don't know why I'm still wearing my seatbelt, but here we are. So some things that I looked out for when I was purchasing this vehicle, one was going to be the mileage. Obviously, it had a lot of miles, but the price kind of, was lower because of that. So that kind of made it a little bit more worth it and to make sense for me. Now, personally, when I was looking for the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT, there was a few different things that really I wanted and things that stood out to me. Obviously, 2018 plus, you get CarPlay on the dash. You get the slightly updated dash interface, and it's just a little bit better. 2017 and up, you get the front fascia that changed, which looks a lot better, which when I hop out in a second, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, and then obviously I'll show you guys the dash here. But getting CarPlay, if I wanted to add this, is a $2,000 to $3,000 expense, plus all the hassle and work of having to actually swap it out myself. Same thing with the front bumper. That's like $3,000 to $4,000, not including paint, maybe. Like, it's a big thing for me to swap everything out. It's a lot of parts, and it's a big pain. So that's one thing that I had to factor into the price and the cost and the miles and what I could get at the time, for the content and everything. Like, it's really important for my channel here and for the content that I was able to get one of these when I did, as soon as possible, just based on, like, I have so many videos now, and like the content is booming, guys. You guys are loving it. I'm loving creating it, so it's really just a perfect mesh, and it's only going to keep going up and growing from here. Now, when I was looking for it, there was a lot of things I looked for. I wanted the Carfax printed out. I didn't want to just look online. I wanted them printed out in my hand from the dealer so I could actually see it. And I went through every single service, looked what they did, looked at the oil changes, looked at the mileage that was calculated when they did it, made sure it was 5,000 miles or less, especially on this 392 Hemi powerful engine. It's kind of important that they do that. So we had a very clean, very good record, and it was the same dealer every single time, so they kept bringing it to the same place, taking care of it, and it was looked after. Now, along with that, when I was looking at it, I checked out the outside a lot. Looked at a lot of different things, like, the paint, the body line, stuff like that. And I'm sure you guys could tell along with me in the video that this Jeep was very well taken care of, and it was most likely garage kept for 99% of its life. Now it just sits out and gets nice and ruined, and you guys have a little bit of a problem. I know you guys are super, super picky and super particular about everything, and you're like, oh, don't use a snow brush and this and that, and I'm like, it's got 68,000 miles. It's sitting outside in the elements 24/7, no garage. I don't baby my vehicles. I'm going to beat on it. I'm going to do what I'm going to do to it. I'm going to chop it up if I want to chop it up. I just, it's at the end of the day, it's a material thing, and I'm going to do whatever to it. And, if it gets scratched up, whatever, we'll handle that later on if it's bothering me. But for the most part, little tiny things like that, like, people baby things way too much and are way too extra about things. Or it's a vehicle, it's a material object, and, that's just, to me personally, like, I love it and all, but as a material object, it's not something that's super important to me. There's other things in life that are a lot more important to me, and I would rather, be happy and enjoy it and, just do whatever and not have to think about little things like that than worry about some paint getting a little tiny baby scratches in it from brushing off snow. But yeah, guys, the interior, super, super clean. Like, the edge of the seat over here, not really even cracked or anything like that. No real marks anywhere in here. Like, the whole center console, super, super perfectly clean. With this amount of miles, it's kind of crazy. The leather dash in the front is all perfect. No bubbling and rips and waves and all that kind of stuff. It's perfectly clean. Outside, same thing. Very, very, very clean. Very taken care of, which, like I said, is the biggest thing to me. Even though it has high mileage, it still was very taken care of. There's a little bit of bubbling in the hood, which is a warranty issue that I should be able to fix or look into and get solved. And along with that, obviously, this carbon fiber trim over here that is kind of, peeling off and whatever. Again, a warranty thing. If I can't get it warranted, that was something that I knew going into it, and that's super common on probably like 80-90% of these. It's going to happen eventually if it didn't already happen. So now, for 68,000 miles, if I looked at this thing from the outside, I would not say that it has this many miles. I'd probably put it in the 40,000 range, maybe 30 to 50,000, I'd say. In that range is a good solid range of what it looks like. I looked at a 2019 before this that had 30,000 miles, and I think they wanted almost 67,000 or something like that, 65 to 67. And it was basically the same condition. It didn't have like the peeling carbon, but that's going to happen anyway. It happens over time. It is what it is. And everything else, it was exactly the same. So to be able to get it cheaper than that, if you guys are watching this point, you just got a little hint on the pricing video, which is going to be coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. But to be able to get everything that I wanted at a price that worked for me, as well as, have something that's very clean. The mileage was kind of that thing where it's a number, and with the little warranty, as I have like a 4-year, 40,000 mile or something like that, 45,000, I don't know, something like that. Warranty, which is supposed to cover pretty much everything. I know it'll be a hassle. I know it'll be a pain to get it figured out and get it worked on and whatever, but we do have it, and hopefully it'll work in my favor, and I won't have to make some videos talking bad about that warranty and turning you guys away from that. It's so much nicer in here. This thing is so much nicer than my Altitude, obviously, and it's just, I'm very happy with it. And like I said, for the mileage, it runs pretty good, and there's not too many issues yet. Cross my fingers. Hopefully it stays that way. Things can change over time, but for what it is, it's pretty good. And you got to make sacrifices and take what you can get. Beggars can't be choosers at the end of the day. I was pretty picky about what I wanted. I was able to get the features that I wanted, and I had to sacrifice with the mileage. It is what it is. And for the payment and everything, it kind of made it more in my price range a little bit. So this is what we're working with, guys. 68,170 78 miles at this exact moment. I'm sure we'll be pushing that. Once we hit that 69,000 miles, it's going to go ahead and just get parked, and it's going to sit there because there's no better value than if I get it to 69,420 miles. If I hit that mileage, it needs to just park, get towed wherever it is, and just sit. Probably go in like an auto museum or something like that, because it's going to be sold for the highest amount that it could be possibly. Like, that's the peak value, I believe, on these. So that's what we're going to be looking for in the future. So stay tuned for that. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.